in our country. Food prices are down, inflation is down, the shilling is strong, our nation's economy is getting stronger by the day, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in completion, I have heard many people admonish members of parliament that you gave a standing ovation to the president when he did direct on action on termination of the Adani contracts. Honorable Speaker, give me a minute. Let me say in conclusion, Honorable Speaker, members of parliament, myself included, and I have seen many who have spoken. In fact, I took time to go through clips to see what members of parliament were saying. Members of parliament have been defending the issue of public-private partnerships as an alternative way of using or rather implementing our capital projects, Honorable Speaker. And that has not changed. The president did indicate when he appeared here that following information that now they had received from partner states and friendly states is the reason why he was terminating the Adani deals. That is not to mean, Honorable Speaker, that we do not need a new airport at AJAABU. That is not to mean, Honorable Speaker, that millions of Kenyans who have no access to power do not need that power. That is not to mean, Honorable Speaker,
you beg to move?
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Conclude that statement.
I conclude that statement by saying it is not to mean that without Adani, we do not need to get the massive investment that we need at JKIA, the massive investment that we need in our energy sector and our road sector, Honorable Speaker. I look forward to the president, as he said, our nation's economy and the nation is resilient. I look forward to the president and his administration ensuring that they get alternative private partnerships to ensure that JKIA is redone, more international airports in Kisumu and in Mombasa are redone, that Ketraco is able to transmit the idle power that we have generated. We have invested hundreds of billions in generation of power, but we can't evacuate that power because we don't have the capital resources to evacuate that power. We need to evacuate that power, take it to our villages, make sure that our people can get jobs through manufacturing in the villages by having factories being established there. Those who can work online, Honorable Speaker, because they have access to power. And Honorable Speaker, I must encourage the president and the government, the Kenya Kwanza government, to ensure that the public-private partnership deals that have been lost with Adani, they work with speed. And also challenge the naysayers, Honorable Speaker. If you don't like Adani, bring Ambani, or bring the Turkish, bring the Chinese, bring the Americans, bring anyone with capital to invest in this country. How I wish, Honorable Speaker, that those who have been admonishing these private-public partnerships are giving us alternative solutions and telling us this particular investor is not good, we have this other particular investor that is better. With that, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and request all of us to debate, and there is nothing to support, Honorable Speaker, it's just to note. But as we debate, we do it with decorum and also be forthright with Kenyans that PPPs are the new way to actualize capital investments. The roads, Honorable Speaker, those who go to the western part of our country, if you try and drive from Nairobi to Nakuru or to Malaba today on a Friday, it takes you inordinately long, Honorable Speaker. Nakuru, a journey that should take you 1.5 hours, today takes close to 4.5 hours. I look forward to the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure getting a PPP arrangement to ensure that the long-lost Rironi-Mau Summit Road, and all the way to Malaba, for instance, if it was possible, Honorable Speaker, that trucks should be able to use a toll road from Nairobi or from Mombasa all the way to Malaba to open up our borders and regional trade, Honorable Speaker, and deepen and tighten, as you told us last week.
And widen.
And widen. Widen, deepen, widen, and tighten our regional integration. And that is only possible through regional trade, and that regional trade will not be a reality if we cannot adopt public-private partnerships as the new way of capitalizing or financing capital-intensive projects to avoid, as we have said, overtaxing Kenyans. Because the alternative is to tax Kenyans. But because Kenyans have spoken, and I'm glad, Honorable Speaker, the President told us that those of us in leadership, listening is a full-time occupation. And I am glad we have a president who has not only demonstrated to Kenyans that he is focused, but he is also listening to Kenyans. And in listening to Kenyans, he acts not out of political expediency, but acts in the best interest of the country and with a long-term view of where this country ought to be, and working hard to take it there. With those many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move. And I want to request the leader of minority, my good friend, the Honorable Junet Mohammed, to second the motion.
Good friend, you have 20 minutes to second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I stand to second the motion on the debate of the President's speech, the State of the Nation address, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the majority leader has eloquently